It was just another ordinary science class. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. The students sat quietly. Notebooks were open, eyes on the board. But their minds, some of them were concentrating, some were dreaming of sports, some waiting to go home, and some simply counting on the minutes. Just as the class continued like any other day, the classroom door opened. The school attendant walked in quietly and spoke to the teacher. The next session teacher was absent, and they needed her to take the next class too. She smiled politely, but before she could say anything, the students heard there might be another science class. The entire classroom erupted. No more science, no more lessons. Hands went up, crossed in protest, dramatic expressions everywhere. Even the teacher couldn't help but smile. The attendant stood there awkwardly, wondering if he had accidentally started a classroom rebellion. But the students did not guess that this unexpected class was about to become the most interesting lesson of their day. The teacher looked around the classroom. She smiled and said, "Wow, you all have decided this class would be boring before even it is started?" One student quietly replied, "Ma'am, we thought it would be another long science class." Teacher adds a question. Tell me something. Have you ever judged a movie from the trailer itself? Or misunderstood someone before knowing the full story? The classroom slowly grew quiet. She walks towards the projector and said, "So today, no science chapter, no academic classes. Instead, let's talk about something far more interesting." The teacher shows a scene of a lion chasing a small impala cub and asks the students, "Cruel, isn't it? A big bully taking a small life?" Students replied like they are all agreeing with a head movement. In the next scene, the teacher shows the same lion chasing a big impala with hundreds of other impalas in the background and asks the students, "You are somewhat relieved now?" All the students kept quiet and nodded. In the next scene, she shows a lioness with three cubs. But that mother hasn't eaten in 3 days. Her milk is gone. Her cubs are drinking water just to stop the pain of the hunger. If the mother misses the next hunt, her family dies. In the next scene, the same hungry lioness chasing a small impala cub because it does not have the strength to hunt a bigger impala. Now tell me, you all want the small impala cub to be grabbed by the lioness, isn't it? All the students said yes with their head movement. We all thought initially the lion was cruel, but when we know the full picture, it looked like a savior, isn't it? She took a pause for a while and pulled the next scene, which was a lion chasing a buffalo herd. They are all running away, leaving one calf behind. Cowards, no? Or else, we are all thinking that the small cub could have been saved, right? But the leader knows if they stop, the whole herd dies. He chooses the survival of the herd over the one. It's the choice that breaks his heart but saves his kind. The next scene was the same buffalo herd finding the lion cubs alone. And you all see a murderer? But no. From the buffalo point of view, it sees the future where his children aren't hunted. He is fighting a war to end a future war. Everyone is a hero in their own battle, but it might look different in one's perspective. This story is not an excuse to do anything unethical or cruel and call it survival. Morality still exists. I tell you this for a reason, to stop you from judging others too quickly. Nobody is a villain or hero. Everybody was trying to protect or act for their survival. Everybody thought the story is over, including the teacher herself. But one smart boy from the group raised a hand and asked, "Ma'am, this is all good. We understood not to judge the others too quickly and think from a different perspective. But how to know which is the correct perspective? How to choose which path is better? Give us a real time example, ma'am. The teacher was not expecting that question from the students. She takes a moment and replies, "Okay, I got your question. But before I answer that, let me ask all of you." She walks towards the projector and pulls up this image. "Choose one, horse or donkey?" asked everyone in the class. Everyone in the class says horse, horse, horse. No one chose donkey. Teacher says, "You are wrong," and gives one more chance to think again and answer. Students felt like there's nothing else to think. So obviously all of them said donkey, donkey, donkey. Again teacher said wrong. Students are surprised and they thought the teacher might be teasing them. They starts asking the teacher, "How can it be?" Then the teacher says, "When someone gives you an option to choose, do you simply go by the impression that you have on them? Don't you ask yourself, what is the purpose?" You all chose the horse because it's fast, beautiful, and prestigious. But when the path turns into rocky mountain cliff, the horse panics. You all have decided donkey is useless without thinking from a perspective what is the purpose. The teacher adds her point. To choose a horse, you should know the path is not so unpredictable with hurdles. When you know the path you have chosen is rough and with hurdles, you have a lot of baggage. Be prepared and have patience like donkey. So choose by checking what's your purpose. Think from a different perspective. Before the teacher completes the story, another boy raised a hand and asked, "Teacher, but we don't get to choose donkey or a horse in the life." The whole classroom laughed for the boy's question. The teacher too smiled at the student for his innocence and smartness both. She admitted that it is expected. Then she takes some more time and pulls another example. She walks towards the projector and pulls up a 20-second reel from the Instagram, which shows a father angrily shouting at his own son in public. People instantly assume and adds comments. Toxic parent, arrogant, poor child, sympathy on the kid, such a bad father, and what not. But the reel missed what had happened 30 seconds before. The child had suddenly run towards a busy road with fast moving vehicles. The father pulled back in time. What looked like an anger was actually fear, panic, and love, all mixed together. In real life, also, many people make decisions like the way they scroll the content. They need important questions in school. They use question banks and all in ones for graduation exams. Reels over podcasts or full stories. Instant dopamine like drug than deep understanding. Faster emotions and easy entertainment than hidden struggles and reasons behind decisions. Most of us are missing the complete picture of a success or even a failure, both. We are deciding within 20 seconds. Too long, not interesting, let's skip. But life works differently. It does not have shortcuts. Even if we are lucky, doesn't take much time to fall down. Life situations cannot fit in 20 seconds. They stay beyond. We don't have a skip button. We need to deal with in real time. When was the last time you overcome a failure or a sad phase in seconds or minutes? Do not be a prey for social media scrolling algorithms. Choose your content, career, and relationships intentionally. Build your life with proper patience. Guide your choices with deep perspective. After these words from the teacher, all the students, including the smart boy who raised the question, went into deep thoughts, remembering or cross checking themselves. Suddenly, the bell has rung, and the teacher says, "You are all free to go. But before you walk out of that door and step back into the noise of the world, I want to leave with one final thought. Throughout your life, society will hand you a pre written script. It will tell you to run, who to compete with, what to become, how much to earn, what to buy, but very few talk about when to stop. It is easy to just take the pre written script, follow, and run with the crowd. It feels like a safe option. There's no wrong to be part of the head, but writing your own story in life is much exciting. You may fall down, but get up with confidence. You may be surrounded by problems, have the spirit to solve them. You may face financial struggles, find the opportunities to earn money. You may be beaten with back to back bad conditions, but build yourself to fight back. It will not happen instantly, but don't give up. You may make mistakes during this journey, learn from each of them, but do not repeat. She adds one last point: don't wait 10 or 20 years to look in the mirror. Stop following the crowd up the wrong mountain. Do not win a race you never wanted to run. That's all I wanted to say. The teacher ends the session. On every general day after the school, the students were always in a hurry to pack their bags and go home. But that day, their minds were occupied with the inspiring words from the teacher. They all started checking their perspectives.